Hi everybody, how are you? I'm just a couple of minutes late this morning. Let's see how quickly people jump on and say, hi, I'm Libby. I'm from Truly Myrtle. I do this podcast every week. Thursdays, 10 a.m. is when I'm supposed to start. And I come and chat to you all about knitting and making and all of those sorts of fun things. I design knitting patterns. You can find those over at trulymyrtle.com and on Ravelry. So it's lovely to see you. Here you all come. I couldn't do a podcast last week. My technology wasn't working for me. It turned out not to be my internet. It turned out to be the... I just better check my microphone's working. Yes, it is. It turned out to be the software I was using. So I don't know, but they've fixed it. It looks all good to go now. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. Hi, Kim. Here's someone from a wet Melbourne. Is that you, Beck? In a wet Melbourne. It's a bit cold here today. It's just a bit grey and cold. I thought for a minute there. It was really nice yesterday. It was a really nice sunny day. And today I'm just like that. I'm just feeling a bit chilly on it. Hi, Tamsin. It's sunny in Rangiora. That's really nice. Hi, another person from Facebook. So I go live both at the same time into Facebook and YouTube. So you can find me in both places. On Facebook, we're in our Hangout, and it's the Truly Myrtle Knit and Chat Hangout. So it's a really good place to be. We talk all about Truly Myrtle patterns and yarn that's made, patterns that are made with my yarn as well. It's such a lovely group. There's thousands of people in there from all over the world, and it's really cool to be able to get together and chat to you live and see what you're up to. I'd love to hear what is on your needles, actually. Hey, Tanya, nice to see you. And Claire, nice to see you. It's all clear and good this morning. Would you believe the fire is on? Terry, it's you. I'm not surprised. But also, it shouldn't be on. When are we? It's the 30th of November here in New Zealand. This is ridiculous. It should be warmer than it is now. I think that I've probably the last 5 or so years, it's been getting, well, even longer. I've noticed the seasons have all shifted down here in the southern hemisphere so that we're warm later but cold longer. You know, we start our coldness later and it goes on longer. So my birthday was, as you know, is November. It always used to be nice on my birthday. And my son was born in May. And I can remember when he was born. He was actually born in England. But when he was celebrating birthdays in New Zealand, I can remember thinking, it's a lot warmer in May than I remember it being when I was a kid. So it's like everything shifted around a little bit. The seasons have all changed. Maybe it's just one of those things. I'm sure it is one of those things. But I would like it a bit warmer. It would be nice. Hi, Sabrina. Nice to see you. It's a dry day in Sydney after the wettest November day since 1965. Maybe we're just harping back to some of that weather that has been before. Isn't it crazy? It's a good day for knitting test knits. Yay, Lynn, go for it. You think yours will be later today as well. Yeah. I can't seem to find you on Facebook this morning, so I'm over here instead. Oh, that's a bother. Well, I'm definitely in the group on Facebook. I don't know what's happened, Ruth. I put up a little thing. I was up with the birds this morning, so I put up a little reminder to say that I'd be here at 10, and then, of course, I had to drop my daughter at work, and so I was here at 5 past. So I was racing. I put my foot to the middle, and I was just racing back home, screamed into the driveway, and jumped on the computer. Okay. Coming to New Zealand next week. I hope the weather clears up. You and me both, Beck. You and me both. Hi, Muriel. Nice to see you. Helen said it's overcast in South Tasmania today. Socks and Paloma underway. Excellent. I've got Paloma is a pattern that we released in Wardrobe Toolbox a year ago, next week, and so I'm going to release it to everybody else. I think I've decided not next week, but the week after, just before Christmas on the 15th. And it's that I love Paloma. I'll wear her for you on the day. And she's the one that has the lace that runs down the shoulders. She's such a fun one to knit. And she also is so lovely to wear. I used quite a swingy sort of fabric for her. And she's just absolutely Lovely, lovely to wear. I really enjoy Paloma. I could do with a couple more of various of my tops. I've got two of these Adiras in different. This is my bigger Adira. I've got two of these, the little tiny one and the bigger one. I could do with another Paloma, I think, in a lighter color and maybe slightly less ease in it. And I could definitely do with a couple more urchins. I like those. And there's a top that I've just done for Wardrobe Toolbox, and I would like that a couple more times. I can really see that I would like to wear that in a variety of different ways, and I will, if I ever get a chance to do it again, I will show you that. But anyway, Paloma is that one. It will be out in a couple of weeks. You've had a terrible storm and lots of flooding, and it's supposed to be 25 degrees there in Adelaide, but it's so cold. Upside down. I think it's sent to test us. But thank goodness we've got knitting. I'm knitting Paloma in a lovely yarn from Natural Fibre Arts, which is 50 baby alpaca. So lovely and soft. 25% linen, give you that nice sort of casual vibe going on. And 25 silk. Oh, Rebecca, that sounds divine in a cornflower blue. It sounds absolutely divine. And you got that at Natural Fibre Arts. Soft and a bit of linen and a bit of silk. Oh, that is just going to be so lovely. That will be so lovely to wear. I look forward to seeing what you make with that, Rebecca. You're going to make another Adira with some adjustments. Good on you, Ruth. I love the way you make these things more than once and throw your own spin on things. I just love that. I'm looking at the pile of knits over there that I got out for you last week. So shall I get them? I'm going to get them because I forgot to grab them when I was sitting down. Oh, hey, Liz. Nice to see you. You're popping in to say, I missed you. I missed you yesterday, Liz. I caught up with a whole lot of people that you know, and I missed seeing you. But I'll see you again, I'm sure, at some point. I'm just going to grab a whole pile of knits from over there and bring them here so I can talk to you about them because I forgot to get them when I sat down. So, it's a mammoth pile, an armfuls of knits. And I had this idea last week that I would talk to you about neutral colours. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to say about it, but I think we can talk about neutral colours and wearing neutral colours. Tamsin says, I'm enjoying knitting the test knit for Wardrobe Toolbox, and she's using an 80/20 merino linen. Very nice, Tamsin, very nice. I think that will actually be a beautiful variation on what I did. So for those of you in Wardrobe Toolbox, you're getting a top. You're getting a top. I'm not going to tell you anything else because it's nice to have a surprise. I don't want to have any spoilers. Yay, you made it, Pam. Fantastic. So nice to see you. Okay, so I thought I would talk about neutral colours because we have this idea that neutral colours are always grey or white or black. And look, they can be. And I have a number of neutral colours that I wear, like my Georgie, for example. That is a great neutral colour to wear in my wardrobe. She goes with jeans. I can wear her with little pops of colour. She's a very cool grey. And I do like having a little bit of these colours in my wardrobe. But if I'm perfectly honest, grey is not my favourite colour. I actually have a lot of variation on grey. Oh, here's Paloma. This is the one I'm going to bring out to you in a couple of weeks. Paloma is grey. I really do like a charcoaly grey. I quite like this cool grey, but I'm not keen on all the greys. There's actually quite a few greys in my pile. But so Paloma is a summer top I have. She is a great neutral. You can mix her and match with all sorts of things. Georgie is a cooler grey, that really icy sort of colour. But then we have some of our brown greys, which I have as well. Oh, what have I got under there? Oh, there's another icy grey. That's a little bit similar to my Georgie. This is Kapua. This is knitted with different yarn. She's got a bit of mohair knitted in her. Actually, I could fancy putting this one on right now because I'm feeling quite cold. But this one is a little cardie. It's quite a simple little cardie. So not only is this one a neutral colour, she has got a little bit of pattern, but she's actually quite a neutral pattern because she doesn't have overwhelming twiddles and details that distract you. So you can wear her with other things, and she has very simple lines. So she's quite a good one all together. Quite a nice all over neutral, really. Both neutral in colour and neutral in pattern, if there is such a thing. I just made that up. But I do think there is an idea of this neutral pattern. I have this grey. You can wear pops of grey. You can wear, simple greys. I wear this shawl all the time. I absolutely adore this shawl. This is Vila. She is made with a lace weight yarn in that silk merino, and again she is a neutral color. So the neutral color idea is that it will go with all sorts of your clothes. You can throw her on. She's not going to overtake everything you're wearing. Not like the top I'm wearing. The top I'm wearing is the feature of my outfit. This is very neutral. So I think that we can have a lot of neutral colors in our wardrobe. I think they're extremely useful to have in our wardrobe because they mix and match with everything. And some people don't make many neutrals. Some people make a lot of pops of color, pop after pop after pop, and then struggle to sort of put their wardrobe together in a way that they want to wear it. If you're looking at making a whole handmade wardrobe, that it can be a struggle then when everything is bright and beautiful. So I think it's worth incorporating some neutrals into your wardrobe. This is my Maudie. She's a very brown grey, so that you can do it in all sorts of ways. I mean, if you compare her to my Georgie, which is that very blue grey. I don't know if you'll see this. I hope you can see the difference between the colour. But she's a very brown grey. She's a natural yarn colour. This one definitely has a dye applied to her. But both of them serve the same, they serve the same purpose. They're not screaming at you. They're not overwhelming. You can mix and match and dress them up and dress them down and add things to them to have a bit of fun with your outfit. But they serve just a nice solid kind of purpose in your wardrobe. So it's fun. It's good. I think it's a really good thing to have a lot of these greys. This is the last of my creamy style greys. This one is it's actually quite cream. It's more cream than grey. This is my Flindra shawl. She's another great one that you could just throw over all sorts of clothes to keep you warm in the winter. And she's quite dramatic in her actual size, and the pattern isn't overly dramatic, but the size is dramatic. I'm not putting it on correctly. I've got too much going on here. I've lost my place, but you get my drift. She's really useful to wear with lots of different clothes. She has that quite that nice cool blue that runs through and the cream together. She's not yelling at you. She's quite classic kind of a look. So I think there is a place to have neutral colours in your wardrobe. But when we think about neutral colours, I've just showed you a massive pile of grey and cream. And yes, we can have those. I haven't got it here, but I've also got that real gorgeous cuddle of a cardigan I have, Outlaw, which is like a real brownie kind of tanny grey as well. And those things, that sort of ambit of colours is, I have a lot of colours like that in my wardrobe where I can just wear them all the time because they're just so useful. They're that useful base in my wardrobe. But it's not all the neutrals I have. I actually have other colours which serve as neutrals in my wardrobe that I wear a lot. And one of those colours, which you may not initially think is a neutral, is a aubergine colour. Aubergine is a great neutral. It goes with all sorts of things. So I've got aubergine in my Tui sweater. This Tui sweater goes with all sorts of things. I can mix her up, mix her down, but she serves the purposes of the grey. So if you're feeling like grey is a bit drab for you, or you haven't found the grey you like, or it's just not your colour, it doesn't do anything for you, and you are hunting for neutrals, think about going into some of these tangential neutral colours. So aubergine is one, and when I think about it, I've got a lot of colours that sort of centre around that aubergine. Some of them go quite dark. Like my Dolly cardigan, quite dark, and she obviously has these pops of colour. So she's starting to bring us into a palette, which we might add to. But her overall aubergine colour is it is a fabulous neutral colour. Someone's saying, Alex is saying that you love the aubergine colours and greys. Yeah, I mean, in fact, together they're beautiful as well. But these aubergines, they work really, really well. Here's another top I've got, and more of this aubergine colour, aubergine brown colour. And that one, again, it works as a beautiful, simple knit, neutral colour that just goes with all sorts of things. That's my reef top. But I also have incorporated it into accessories as well. So I've got this shawl. Funnily enough, these shawls I'm showing you, I wear a lot. And I think it is because they are so useful, because of the colours that they are. So this one is a fabulous shawl. I can wear it with all manner of things, and she just goes with things. And again, it's that aubergine neutral. You might find a different kind of neutral that isn't aubergine. Aubergine isn't the only other neutral. I'll show you a couple of others. Good morning. This is my first season in Wardrobe Toolbox and my first time on this podcast. I've just bought the yarn and I can't wait to start Paloma, and I can't wait to get started. Oh, welcome. It's so nice to have you. I'm not sure who you are because I can't see your name attached to your Facebook profile, but if you write your name underneath, I will know it's you. This aubergine theme continues though, and this is where I start to bring, I'm going to show you this one first actually, because this actually incorporates aubergine. It's kind of a browny, creamy aubergine color is in this one here, and then incorporated into that is, it's actually an avocado pink that runs all the way through it with this beautiful mustard. And I think this mustard is another one that can serve as a lovely neutral color. So this is my medley shawl. This was actually the first pattern we released in Wardrobe Toolbox, and she was an ideal stash buster. I used some yarn that I dyed myself, the avocado yarn. It comes out a lovely neutral pink. But I think actually this mustard color can also serve as a really good aubergine, and I've used that in my Huia cardigan. I told you it was a big pile, didn't I? It's going on and on. Robin often uses a teal color as a neutral. Oh, I'll show you my version of that in a minute, actually, Robin, because I use a similar, but it's not quite teal. But yes, you could. My palette is obviously very earthy. You may not have an earthy palette. Your palette might be a great deal lighter than mine, and I think you can take these ideas and put them into your own framework, your own color palette. But here we have that mustardy gold idea, another fantastic little cardi that just goes over the top of all sorts of things because she's such a useful color, such a very useful color. This one is Huia cardigan. I'm doing well remembering the names today. But Huia cardigan is made with just a beautiful bunch of different fibers in here. She's got linen and silk and all sorts of camel, I think, in this one. It's a meadow yarn. It's a very lightweight, so it's also that light fingering, kind of a heavy lace weight yarn. I actually saw someone showed me a beautiful silk. People that know I love wool bring them to things I go to, and then they pull them out of their bag. And that's what happened to me last night. And so someone had brought a bag of wool that they'd bought to show me, which was really nice of them. And but she had a beautiful BC garn silk. And I thought, oh, I like that. I like to get some of that. And it was quite it was actually sort of an aubergine rose. It was like a dark rose kind of color. That would be another really great neutral, that rose. And it was lovely. And it was sort of like a tussar silk. I think I might have to find some to make a summer top with it. Be beautiful. Pam says, I really like clear colors and I struggle with earthy tones. They suit my daughter. I think, Pam, you know what suits you. That's what you're saying. And so going for clear things, I love earthy colors. I'm really drawn to them. But if you're the Pam I'm thinking of, which I think you are, I think you have really bright blue eyes, don't you, Pam? If you're the person I'm thinking of. And I think that when colors just lift you up, and when colors really drag you down, but it will also depend on your mood. There are some days I do not want to touch an earthy color. There are some days where I reach for a cardigan like this, which is absolutely not an earthy color, and it is not a neutral. What I'm wearing And this colour here, these are not really neutral colours. These are pops of colour. So I think we need those in our wardrobe as well. This is my Rebel Rebel cardigan. It is way more electric than it's showing on the screen. In fact, it is almost fluoro. This cardigan is electric yellow. It looks quite dull on the screen. It's electric yellow. It has pops of sort of hot pink, coral pink, teal green, blood red, has all sorts of pops all the way through it. When I put this cardigan on, I feel it. I absolutely feel it. And I do think that you need those pops of colour in your wardrobe as well, if you want, because I think they're fantastic for lifting your mood. I think they're fantastic for just bringing a bit of life into your wardrobe. So these things, we can wear them as garments, like I am now, or like this little pop of a colour for my cardi, or you can just have them as accessories. I think some of us feel a little anxious about investing a whole cardigan in something really wild. I think it can take a little bit of practice before you might be tempted to do that, or you just fall in love with a colour and you can't resist. But if you're practicing, bring them into an accessory. Bring them into a shawl first. So something like this is a great example. You could have a real pop of colour thrown into that, rather than having these mushy colours, which I actually love wearing in the winter. A lot of the time, those mushy colours, earthy colours, you could go for real bright pops and pops of colour. Something like my Rebel Rebel. Hazel green eyes, Pam. I think you are who I'm thinking of. I don't know why. Did I think you have blue eyes? But yes, you know what suits you. You know when you look in the mirror if you feel lighter. You know what you already know. I mean, we've been getting dressed for our entire lives. You do know what suits you. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't stop and think about it. Sometimes we just put on things that are comfortable and are around us. But if we are taking the time to buy some yarn to make something for ourselves, it does pay to stop for a minute and work out, am I actually going to wear this? Is this a colour that I will wear? Is this a colour that will work in my existing wardrobe? Or am I about to go on a new wardrobe adventure? And also, is it a colour that looks great on me? Am I just like this whole idea of I'm buying something because I think it's going to be fantastic, but I'm not sure if I'm going to look good in it? Don't do that. Buy something that just makes you feel alive. And I think often when we wear those colours, people say, wow, what have you done? You look so different, or you look great at the moment, or something. They notice something about you. Have you had your hair cut, or have you been on holiday, or something? That's often what you're wearing, the colour that you're wearing. But you already know all these things. Okay, here's another one that I wear a lot. My winter shawls. How many of them are these colours? I wear this one a lot. This one, now I'm thinking about names, has gone out of my head. It's Juniper. I can remember. Juniper is a collection of almost a tanny grey start. It is sort of taupe, but it definitely has elements of grey in it at that end, and she gets darker and darker, and then we really start to come alive down here, and we smoosh our way into the end of the pattern, which is this beautiful, it's all of the colours I've just shown you. It is our aubergine colours, and it is our mustard colours in here. It also has a little bit of olive, and it does almost venture into some of that brighter mustard. So I'm pulling together a whole bunch of neutrals here. Well, I didn't, the dyer did. But in my pattern, I've gone the whole range of neutral colours that I tend to wear in one shawl. And that one just really is fantastic with lots of things that I wear. I've done it again in here. I've really pulled a lot of those neutral colours together. I've got cream, I've got greys, I've got olives, I've got really dark grey blues, I've got aubergines, there's, what else is in there? Mustards. These are all like my dream colours in here. Absolutely dream colours. There's just a whole run of them here that you can see through. This is another one this is Viva. She's a little cow. I like wearing her. She's easy to wear. She just works. She works with so many of the colours that I like to wear. So she kind of pulls everything together, and she doesn't give me a fright on those days when I'm not wanting a fright. Now, we did talk a little bit about teal. And this one is probably my version of teal, which I notice I've got a little something on the front. I have to deal with that. That looks like food. This is a little... I love this colour. I absolutely adore this colour. She's quite a blue-green. Definitely got a black halo through it with the yak. This is a Māori yarn from Happy Go Knitty in my Sersha top. And I wear this one a lot. Yeah, she's fantastic. So she works for me as another neutral colour. So we're moving into those olives and greens that I was talking about. This, I think, is the gamut of it for me. I think from greys to taupes and creams to mustards and aubergines and these sort of greeny blues, which I think is kind of like a darker teal, right through to olives. These are my olives. And so these, again, work as a more neutral for me in my wardrobe, these olivey green colours. So you can see when we say add some neutral colours to your wardrobe, they don't have to all be grey. They absolutely don't have to be all white. They don't have to be black. I have very, very little black in my wardrobe. I have colours. I have a lot of colours, and a lot of earthy colours, but I have a lot of neutral colours, and my neutral colours venture into these sorts of beautiful, well, they're all earthy. These are all earthy coloured tones. I probably could find some lighter ones if I went hunting in my box, but these are the ones that I reached for first. Timely, I think, is another one that just pulls all of those ideas together for me in terms of a neutral colorway. But she is a spring-ish. She's still a bit earthy, but she has a spring-ish element to her. So these are all really the same kind of colors. We've got our olives and we've got these tealy kind of colors, greeny blue colors. My grays, I think, have moved more into blue in here. I think we've pulled the grey into blue. I've got this taupey cream colour obviously all the way through, and then I've got my aubergines, which have gone right from a purple right through to a pink in here. So there isn't a heck of a lot of yellow. The yellow is more of a copper colour, copper olive colours through here. But that is my range of neutral colors. And so Timely for me has been such a successful cardigan because, again, I can pop her on and she works with so many of my clothes that I already have because so many of them are centered around these neutral colors. And then I have these pops of color that I can throw in, either whether they're little individual pieces like the one I'm wearing, or this little cardigan here, or some of my shawls. I have these little pops and I can just pop out colors to go with those. So I just thought it was an interesting thing to think about and to consider when you're actually planning to put your wardrobe together or you're reaching for new colors on a shelf. You don't have to stop and think about anything if you don't want to. You can just go for what feels good, of course. But if you do want to be a little planned about what you're wearing, if you're working with a limited budget, for example, and you want to think, okay, I want to make every piece count, or I'm recycling yarn, I want to make everything count, then it would be worth thinking around this idea of not necessarily a capsule wardrobe, but this kind of capsule colors, a color palette for ourselves. And that includes real neutrals, and those can be quite colorful neutrals, and then our little pops on the side. Or maybe you're someone that just loves to pop, 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 pop with a few neutrals on the side. You'll know. Tanya said, your Sersha colour looks a beautiful grey on the pattern. It's a really hard one to photograph because it is quite a lot of grey in it with the yak. But when you saw it in the flesh, it did look more green. It definitely has a very green hue to it. It's a very green grey, and it's the yak. I love this yak and the way it brings that shadowy colour to it. But it is quite I'd say it's not really a sagey green. It's it's quite a bluey green in here. So it's about as teal as I've got with some of these more neutral colours. I have got the teal, which is my Courage colourway, which is also a really strong green, blue-green teal colour. But that one is it could serve as a kind of a neutral color in my wardrobe, I think. I do love that color. It's trying to look behind me. If I've got some other sort of colors like that in my wardrobe, which I can't see right now. And I've got another cardigan I put out for Wardrobe Toolbox this year called Amelia. And the Amelia cardigan is a similar kind of tealy color. So I definitely reach for those. And I think they are less electric and more neutral than some of the other colors I could choose. But they are also quite strong. And I think maybe that they just sort of don't blend in quite the same. But yeah, it's fun. It's really fun letting yourself follow what you love, because I hear a lot of people, I don't hear it so much lately. Maybe I've already said this a million times and you guys don't tell me anymore, but some people worry that they always make colors the same color, that they always make things in the same color. Oh, I'm always making purple, I'm always making blue, or whatever your color is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you make the things you like. You can go for different shades of that color, but if you really wear that color all the time, just make that color all the time. And you might find that you have years where you want to work with one color, and then all of a sudden you have years where you work with a different color, and you think, I don't know where that came from, and I don't know why I was so obsessed about that for a while, but here we are. And that is life. I think that is life, and we just sort of ebb and flow with different colors. Years ago I talked a little bit about some of the color theory and this idea that different colors give us different emotions. I 100% think that. 100%. I think you can feel it if you're putting on something that's quite a electric-y red color or a really electric-y yellow color like this one. You feel that. Just like when I put on black, I'm just not a huge fan of wearing black for myself. I feel a little bit heavy when I'm wearing black. I think maybe I had so many years without wearing it that it feels more like that for me now than it ever did. But yeah, definitely going for colors that make you happy, but that you also want to wear, because there could be colors that make you happy and then colors you want to wear. So thinking about whether those two things are the same or whether they're actually different. Maybe one should be a cushion and another would be an outfit. I don't know. You will know. Tamsin said, there's so many options. You're feeling very inspired to experiment with my color choices. Oh, good. Yes. It's beauty. It's adding a bit of beauty to the world, and I think we can't have enough beauty in this world. So I think it's a good thing to do. I'm knitting in a Happy Go Knitty yarn Marapawa color silver fern. Oh yes, that's silver fern. Is this silver fern? It could be. I think this could be silver fern actually on her yak. I think it is. I think it is, but I might have that wrong. But I know I've had silver fern, and I think it could be that one. Hey, Lisa from Pulsebo, Washington. You're sitting in the car knitting, waiting for my son to get back from his drive for driving school. Oh, good on you. Again, it's a good place to be sitting, Lisa. Stay warm in Washington. I bet the weather's got a bit colder over there now. All right, everybody. Well, it was lovely to chat to you this morning. It is always fun to pull out all the knits and have a little look at them. And I encourage you to do that for yourselves. Sometimes just pull out your knits and have a little look at them and remind yourself about all of the beautiful things that you've made, because I bet you've spent hours and hours and hours knitting and you've made some absolutely beautiful things, and it is nice to remind yourself of that. I enjoy it, and you can think, whoa, that's a lot of time and energy has gone into those. And then you also have all these memories that come out of them from when you knitted them. So it's a good thing to do. Alexa says, I'm trying to be more intentional with my color choices rather than what I like in the moment. And it's so hard, Alexa, isn't it? It is so, so hard, because you can be drawn to things and think, oh my gosh, it's so irresistible. I just absolutely love it. And you bring it home and then it sits on your shelf and you think, I'm not sure that I'm going to wear that, actually. I'm not really sure. But I think what I'm going to try and do with some of those colors that I've got is incorporate them into another garment or into another accessory, so I can bring them in a different way, because I think I am just like you. I will see things and I'll just fall in love, and I think, oh, look, I imagine this person that I am with this beautiful color, and that's just how my life is going to be now. And it's not actually. It's going to be the same as it was before. And then I end up with these colors, and I have all these beautiful colors in my stash, and I think, I don't know what I'm going to do with some of these, but I'll try and use them up in various ways. I'll either swap them with other people, or I'll try and use them into shawls. Are a great opportunity to do that, an absolutely great opportunity. Lynn says, a neutral colour allows the detail and texture of the knitted fabric to show up well. We spend a lot of time knitting our projects, so important to get the most bang for our buck. Yes, Lynn, I am with you. That's exactly right. And I think also, I like that idea. I like the idea that the neutral colour allows the detail and the texture to show up. And I also like the idea that the neutral colour is just a base in your wardrobe, that it's a piece in your wardrobe that is a color that is a neutral for you. So it's not screaming at you, pop, pop, look, watch me, watch me. It's a color that is kind of you. It's a part of you. It's like if a color had energy, it would be on your same wavelength. To me, those are neutral colors in our wardrobe, and so they will vary for different people. Some of you might find there are some real oranges that are your neutral colors. Other people will find that their purples are your neutral colors. Whatever they are, I think as long as they're not overwhelming, then I think that moves it into a slightly different category. But if the piece can blend in with other things rather than be the statement that you're wearing, to me that is a neutral color as well for your wardrobe. And I think they're really incredibly useful pieces to have a lot of, and so those are the ones where you think, I can't knit enough blue, I don't know why I keep knitting blue. Just knit more blue. It's obviously one of those ones for you where you just wear a lot of that color, and I think that can serve as a neutral, because I actually think when it comes to all our knitting, we get to make up the rules, and so these are the rules I've just made up. My test knit color is a great neutral. It's a blue grey. Oh, yay. I'm looking forward to my wardrobe toolboxes getting this new pattern. It'll be next week. I saw someone say one more sleep. It would be lovely if it came out tomorrow on the 1st, but it doesn't. It actually comes out on the first full week of the month. So it's Monday. It'll be there. Some of you keen eagle people notice that I make things live sometimes on a Sunday night. Sometimes I do, and then I go to bed. But otherwise, Monday morning, your email will come into your inbox, and you'll have a little hello email from me, and you'll have the new pattern will be in there, and the new lesson is in there, and it's all ready to go, and I cannot wait for you to see it. So much fun. All right, everybody, I will catch you next week for another chat. I think I'm going to have a bit of a break over the summer, so I think I've got 2 more weeks chatting to you. And then I'm going to have a little bit of a breather over the summer. I'll be wardrobe toolboxing through the summer, but I'm going to cross my fingers and my toes and hope that we get some sunshine, and I'm going to enjoy some of it, I think, this summer. So I will see you next week anyway. I'll definitely be back next week, and I'll definitely be back the week after with our new pattern that you'll enjoy. But have a lovely, lovely week. Do lots of making, do lots of knitting. Enjoy yourselves and take care, and I will see you next Thursday. See you later, everybody. Bye.